Rekha could not stop laughing. Sangeeta warned her. All the eyes of those who were taking their morning walk fell on her. She is a role model. Despite being over 50 years old, Rekha still lives her life comfortably and happily. But sometimes her childishness makes her the center of attraction in public places. That day was the same. Both her friends who were taking their morning walk as usual started laughing at something she said. Sangeeta quickly brought her laughter under control, but due to habit, Rekha could not stop laughing. The number of people taking morning walks in the beautiful parks built by the municipality is large. Now the roads are also wide and there is not much traffic in the morning, so people choose roads for walking. But Rekha and Sangeeta walk in the park every day. Rekha's house is located near the park. Her husband died in a road accident 2 years ago. Rekha, who had lived a happy life with her husband, had naturally accepted the fate and moved on. After her husband's death 6 months ago, Rekha had married her only daughter Sahana to a software engineer in a grand wedding. She had gone to her daughter's in law's house in Chennai and returned with relief to see her living happily and contentedly. Rekha, who had led a disciplined life from the beginning, looked younger than her actual age due to her good diet and regular exercise routine. That day, Rekha was walking alone as Sangeeta was not well. She finished her walk and headed towards home. Then suddenly she saw a dog running towards her. As soon as she moved aside, the dog jumped on her and ran away. Rekha tried not to fall but could not. People passing nearby ran towards her. A woman helped her up. Then a 60-year-old man came to her holding the same dog on a chain. The man apologized to Rekha. I feel ashamed of what my Tommy did. Normally it is calm, but today I don't know what happened to it. You are not hurt much, are you? No, nothing happened. Rekha said, handing over the dirt that was stuck to her elbow. Take it, wipe it with this. The man wearing a white kurta and pajama held a handkerchief in front of her. Seeing that both of them had reconciled, the people went their separate ways. After wiping all the dust with the handkerchief, Rekha turned to leave. The man also walked with her. My name is Kumar. You? I am Rekha. Rekha replied to Kumar's question. They reached Rekha's house in 4 steps. As she was saying bye bye, see you, Kumar asked, Can I have a glass of water to drink? Of course, come in, Rekha said and opened the lock. Kumar tied Tommy to the gate and came in. When Rekha went inside to get water, Kumar glanced around the drawing room. In the beautiful room, every object decorated with pearls was a symbol of the interest and good taste of the owners of the house. Sit down, she told Kumar and held the tray of water in front of him. Thanks, I was very thirsty. Kumar finished the water in one breath. I can't see your husband and children, can I? Kumar asked. My husband has passed away. I have a daughter, she is married. Sorry, I didn't know, Kumar said softly. Let it be, no one can change fate, she said and asked about him. Kumar was divorced. After the divorce, he had left his house and rented a house on the street next to Rekha's house. He had a son who was married. He lived with his wife, children, and mother. He told Rekha all this. After Kumar left, Rekha thought about him for a while. What a calm personality he had, but there was a dull and empty expression in his eyes. Even when he spoke, his voice was discouraged. Rekha went about her daily work, thinking that everything had their own story. Sitting idly was not her thing. The next day, when she went for a walk, Rekha's eyes were searching for someone. Then her eyes widened when she saw Kumar coming towards her. Good morning, Mr. Kumar. Very good morning. Did you not bring your Tommy? I left it behind earlier today. It gave you a lot of trouble yesterday. Kumar said calmly. Oh, why did you do that? It doesn't bother me at all, Rekha said with a smile. Didn't your friend come today? She might come tomorrow, but how did you know that my friend would come also with me? Rekha asked in surprise. I see you both walking together every day. That's why I asked. But I saw you for the first time yesterday. You are so lost in your own words. You don't even know who is next to you. Sorry, that's just my nature. I am a joker. Maybe it's my weakness. But no matter what, I cannot be serious for long, Rekha said in a somewhat serious tone. Oh, you misunderstood. I didn't mean it that way. Please forgive me, Kumar said guiltily. I think we both keep apologizing to each other, Rekha said with a loud laugh. Due to some family problems, Sangeeta could not come for the walk for the whole week. By then, Rekha and Kumar were good friends. Their personalities matched well. While Rekha was outgoing, funny, and playful, Kumar was introverted and serious. However, both of them enjoyed each other's company. Rekha introduced her new friend Kumar to Sangeeta, who came after about a week. While walking with Sangeeta, both of them felt some kind of strange feeling. After the walk, Rekha called Sangeeta home to have coffee. While Rekha was making coffee, Sangeeta sat on the stool and asked, What is going on, Rekha? So, what are you talking about? You know what I am asking about, Sangeeta said a little louder. Okay, you are asking about me and Kumar, right? Then ask. Rekha paused and continued. Kumar is a good friend of mine. I like meeting him, talking to him. Is your doubt cleared? Rekha asked with a smile. No, my question starts from here. What next? I don't know, Sangeeta, but this person seems different from others. Let's see what happens next. Don't worry, we just have to go where the current of life takes us. You are right, but do it keeping Sahana in mind when you do anything. Sangeeta warned her. Definitely, Rekha assured her friend. After Sangeeta left, Rekha started thinking about what she had said. Sangeeta was right. She is a good friend, loves her and her daughter. She genuinely sympathizes. After Rekha's husband's death, the true nature of all her relatives came out. All those who used to play the fool in front of her husband later conspired to get a share of the wealth and made her enemies for the life of her mother and daughter. Luckily, Sanjeev, an intelligent and capable son in law, has become her son in law. He treats Rekha with love and respect, like his own mother. Rekha is relieved to have given Sahana as his wife. However, after Sahana got married, Rekha felt lonely. Sangeeta was the only one standing by her. If you look at it like that, Rekha is in the company of many people in her social life, but she has understood the mask on everyone's face. Rekha recognizes sincerity in Kumar's eyes, but it has been only 1 week since she met him. Still, she trusts him, his words and his company give a kind of peace to the mind. When she shares what is on her mind with him, her mind becomes lighter. One day, when Sangeeta came for a walk, she asked Rekha, We have all planned to go to Goa next week. Will you come too? What should I do alone? You are all engaged in romantic dates with your husbands. Rekha said jokingly. You go on a date with your friend Kumar. Take him along too. Sangeeta exclaimed. Wow, I never thought of that. Rekha, who was interested in hanging out, said immediately. When her husband was alive, Rekha used to go on trips twice a year. After her husband's death, that habit had stopped. Going on a 4 day trip would relieve their loneliness. Yes, thinking that she should take Kumar along, Rekha quickly finished her household chores and called Kumar. Hearing what Rekha had said about the trip, Kumar said, No, what should I do when I come there? I don't know any of your friends. Besides, distribution will be a problem. What should I do with that? And immediately declined her invitation. Oh, how many excuses you make. You will definitely not be bored when you join my friends. Also, we can leave Tommy in the doghouse. That evening, Rekha went to her house after questioning Kumar based on his identification. Opening the door, Kumar was surprised to see Rekha unexpectedly come and asked, "Hey, you, here. Are you not going to invite me in?" The way Rekha spoke made Kumar laugh. He stepped aside and said, "Come, come, you are welcome," he said. Looking around the living room, Rekha said, "Oh, your house is very nice," and sat down on the sofa there. A house is only perfect with the skill of a woman. Kumar's sigh touched Rekha's heart. Your house is really neat. I don't feel like you are alone here. All the credit for this should go to our housekeeper. She cleans the house and cooks. It's my job to take care of Tommy, Kumar said, hiding his annoyance. Oh no, I forgot to ask about Tommy. Where is Tommy? As Rekha asked, Tommy was seen coming. Seeing Rekha there, Tommy ran and started circling her feet. Behind her, a young man of about 30 years old entered. This is my walking friend Rekha. Rekha, this is my son Ajay. Kumar introduced the two. Hello, Auntie, Ajay said, waving at Rekha. Then he turned to his father and said, Dad, Tommy gets tired quickly. Yes, she is getting old too. I don't know how long she'll be able to keep me company. We are both in the twilight of our lives now. Kumar's eyes got wet as he said, Oh, you are talking nonsense when I say I'll drink the coffee you made, Rekha said, trying to cover up the matter. Sorry, I'll bring it in a minute, Kumar said, walking towards the kitchen. While Kumar was making coffee, Rekha sat talking to her son. Ajay talked about the estrangement between his parents, saying, My father had to endure a lot by marrying a girl from a wealthy family. My mother's ego always pricked my father, but he tolerated all that for me. After I got married, he moved away. My mother's nature is still the same, but my father told me not to leave my mother alone at this age. So I am with my mother. I always worry about my father. He never shares his feelings with anyone. Today he told me about you. He told me that you wanted to take him to Goa. I hope Auntie and Appaji are happy. You should definitely take him to Goa. We want him to find happiness in life again, Ajay said, getting emotional. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Now Rekha understood the dull look in Kumar's eyes. A man who had given love all his life and received rejection. What kind of wife could such a good man have if she didn't show love and respect? Rekha immediately came to a decision after understanding Kumar's pain. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. let's go shopping. To buy you clothes, she said, sipping the coffee Kumar had given her. I have enough clothes, Kumar said. I have seen your pajamas and jubba. They are not enough. You need to get a makeover before leaving for Goa, Rekha said, looking at Ajay. Yes, Auntie, you are right. Dad, don't worry about Tommy. I will take care of that, Ajay said, giving a triumphant smile and winking at Rekha. The next day, at the appointed time, both of them left and caught a bus to the shopping complex. Rekha went around all the shops and bought enough clothes for Kumar. Kumar objected a little while Rekha was choosing jeans, but nothing moved her in the face of Rekha's words. When everything was over, Kumar gave her a beautiful purse. Her stomach was rumbling from the shopping spree. They went to a nearby hotel and had lunch. By the time they returned, the crowd had increased. When Kumar suggested that they take a taxi, Rekha refused and boarded the bus. The bus was very crowded. All the seats were full, so both of them stood in the middle. Rekha was feeling embarrassed by the presence of men around her. But Kumar stood next to her like a protective shield. That made Rekha feel at ease. After dropping Rekha home, Kumar walked towards his house. After years, his mind was filled with joy and his face was full of radiance. While Rekha was packing her things, Sahana called, Hi mom, what are you doing? I am packing to go to Goa. How are you and Sanjeev? We are fine, mom. Who is your tour program with? Sangeeta auntie and our entire group are leaving, Rekha said, not mentioning Kumar's name. Rekha preferred to sit in front of her daughter and tell her this slowly. A 12-seater minibus was arranged for the Goa trip. It was decided that the bus would stop near Rekha's house and that Kumar would board the bus from there. Kumar reached Rekha's house at 7 a.m. with a trolley bag. Wow, this dress suits you very well. You have a dashing personality, Rekha said admiringly. Kumar, dressed in blue jeans and an off white t shirt, looked really attractive. The stylish goggles he was wearing, along with his wispy hair, gave him a special look. This is all the effect of your company, Kumar said with a smile. Rekha introduced Kumar to everyone on the bus. In no time, Kumar got along with everyone as if he had known them for a long time. Always quiet and reserved, he became everyone's favorite with his smile and jokes. Rekha was delighted to see Kumar's new personality during the trip. She helped him to avoid being shy and noticed his needs. The trip strengthened their friendship. The week-long outing provided Rekha with a feeling of freshness. After returning home, she cleaned the entire house with the maid. Then she rested for the whole day. Rekha and Kumar started spending more time together. They were bound by some invisible emotional cord. The son would often come and visit them both. He was happy to see the joy and peace on his father's face. Rekha was filled with joy because of Kumar's friendship. She never felt bored in life. However, Kumar's friendship had dispelled the emptiness that had taken up residence in a corner of her mind after her husband's death. One morning, Rekha was worried when Kumar did not come for a walk. He must have some work, Sangeeta reassured her. If he had any work, he would have called, Rekha thought. After going home, Rekha quickly finished all her morning chores and reached Kumar's house. When Rekha met his maid at the gate, she anxiously asked, Is Kumar healthy? The owner is fine, ma'am, but Tommy has gone. What are you saying? Rekha could not believe it. I fed him yesterday. Yes, ma'am, a snake bit him yesterday afternoon. The owner even took him to the hospital, but he did not survive. Oh, Rekha said as she entered the house. Kumar was sitting on the sofa in the hall, staring at the spot where his pet dog was. As soon as he saw Rekha, his eyes filled with tears. He sobbed like a child. My Tommy is gone, Rekha. She had been with me for 12 to 14 years. What should I do now? Seeing his sorrow, Rekha gently squeezed his shoulders. His boundless love for Tommy was not unknown to her. She knew that no words could soothe his sorrow. Bringing a coffee tray from the kitchen, Ajay said, Auntie, you should console him a little. He has been sitting there grieving like a child since yesterday. He has not had any food or snacks. If this is the case, what will happen to his health? He will be left alone when I go. Don't think I am here. I will be with him and console him. The two of them forcefully fed Kumar and made him rest. Kumar was devastated by the loss of his dog. Tommy was not only his companion but also his reason for living. As long as Rekha was with him, he would be at peace, but when she left, he would sit and sulk in frustration. So Rekha did not want to leave him alone. She thought of taking him to her house. Sangeeta warned her about this. Have you thought right? What might people say? It is not as easy as you think. I have made up my mind. Let's see what happens next. Rekha said and called Ajay and informed him of her decision. Hearing this, Ajay expressed happiness. Kumar hesitated a lot, but Rekha insisted and brought them to her home. With the emotional support of her friendship and love, a positive change was seen in Kumar very quickly. Around this time, one day Sahana called and said enthusiastically, Mummy, Sanjeev is coming there for a week on office work. I will also come with him. I miss you a lot, she said. Although Rekha was happy to have her daughter come home, she was in a kind of dilemma. She did not tell Kumar about this, but Kumar recognized the lines of worry on the face of the active girl. When he forced her to tell the truth, Rekha had to tell him that her daughter and son in law were coming. Hearing that, Kumar himself consoled her. Look, you supported me when I needed it. Now I am completely fine. I can take care of myself from now on. You prepare for the arrival of the children happily. We will have to talk about our relationship one day or another, won't we? Everything will happen when the time comes. Don't worry about it, Kumar said calmly. Rekha waited at the door for her daughter and her in laws to arrive. Her mother's heart was pounding as she had not seen her daughter for the past 6 months. As soon as the car stopped in front of the gate, she rushed out. She took the bag from her daughter's hand and put it aside and hugged her. Mummy, how are you? Are you finding Sangeeta, auntie? It was good that you went on tour. I know you all enjoyed it very much. You were calling from there, but I have not seen your photos from there. Sahana kept saying it evenly. First, come inside the house. Let's sit down and talk. Rekha laughed at her daughter's haste. How are you, Mom? Sanjeev asked politely. I am fine. Come freshen up first. I will prepare the snack. As soon as they finished the snack and coffee, Sahana asked again, Mummy, show me your Goa photos. I have not printed any. Look at the ones on my mobile. Rekha said, handing her mobile phone to her daughter and going into the kitchen to prepare the food. Mummy, who is this uncle? I have never seen him before. Sahana asked, pointing to Kumar, who was with her mother in most of the photos. He is Kumar. He lives on that street near our house. He also came to Goa with us. Sahana was about to ask something else. Meanwhile, hearing Sanjeev call her, she got up saying, I came. But Rekha's experienced eyes recognized the questions on her face. Lying on the bed at night, Rekha was thinking, I should tell Sahana about mine and Kumar's relationship. She is my daughter. She should know the matter first. It would be sad if she found out about it from someone else. But I don't know how to tell her. By the time Sahana woke up in the morning, Rekha had gone for a walk. Sanjeev had eaten breakfast and went to his office. Sahana was also sitting there drinking coffee and reading the newspaper. Then she was surprised to see that her mother had come with the same uncle. Oh, my daughter is awake. Sahana, look here. This is Kumar uncle. I told you about him yesterday. Namaste, uncle. Sahana's voice was indifferent. She probably would not like her mother to treat him so politely. Kumar sat for a while and left. Sahana's dejected expression darkened the atmosphere. After lunch, Rekha made her daughter sit down next to her and said, Sahana, come and talk to you. Sahana, come, I want to talk to you. Tell me, Mummy, Sahana said in a cold tone. Look, Sahana, after your father passed away, I never felt lonely until you were here. But after you got married, life became empty. I know, Mom, that's why I keep telling you to go out, make new friends, participate in social activities. Sahana, who understood her mother's plight, advised. Kumar uncle has become a good friend to me for the past few days. We understood each other well when we went on a trip to Goa. I thought I would be happy with him. What do you think? Rekha expressed her feelings clearly and wanted to know her daughter's opinion. Mummy, what are you saying? It is true that we are living a very advanced life now. I have no objection to your befriending someone else, but Kumar uncle is not a match for you. Firstly, he is a Bengali. He eats fish and meat, while we are Brahmins. Secondly, he is much older than you. Also, think for yourself, Mummy. What will my in laws and Sanjeev think if they come to know about this? Sahana said with a little anger. Sahana, in my situation, the age difference does not matter. What is important is mutual understanding. As far as I know, he is a good person. I can be happy with him. Mummy, I don't see a good future in this friendship of yours either. Sahana said as if she were her mother, indicating that she did not like this relationship. She got up from there, not wanting to pursue the matter further. In the evening, Sahana left the house without informing her mother. Does Sangeeta auntie know about her mother's relationship? She went to Sangeeta's house to find out what she thought about it. Since Sahana had been seeking Sangeeta auntie's advice whenever she was confused, she decided to seek her advice even now. Seeing Sahana, Sangeeta happily held her hand and brought her inside. But seeing tears in her eyes, Sangeeta panicked. After learning the matter, she consoled her and arranged for her to have some tea and coffee. She called Rekha and said, Sahana is at our house. Don't worry. Call Sanjeev and ask him to come to our house. Sanjeev, who had come straight from the office to Sangeeta's house, was surprised to see Sahana's pale face and asked, What happened? Why are you in such a state of grief? Sanjeev, first have some tea and coffee. I will tell you the story. Sangeeta said and told him about Kumar. I have seen him for a long time and I have understood what kind of person he is. He suits Rekha. Hearing everything, Sanjeev turned to his wife and said, Sahana, this is good news. What is there to be sad about in this? I have no objection to mummy getting married again. I know she has become lonely after I left, but you should also consider the age difference between them. I think that uncle has fooled mummy, Sahana said sadly. Hearing his wife's words, Sanjeev laughed out loud. Sahana, she is your mother. She is not a child to be influenced by others. She has seen the world better than us. She is more intelligent than us in detecting human nature. Why do you think? Look, we cannot be with her. It is not easy for her to live alone. If you look at it, it seems like this is a good opportunity. You should not always worry about your mother. Let us meet that uncle and talk. Then we can discuss this matter. Sanjeev consoled her. Although Sahana remained silent at that time, her inner mind was not at peace. The doorbell rang. I came without telling mummy. She must have been scared, Sahana said, getting up. I'll see. Sit down, Sangeeta said and went and opened the door. Come, come, I was waiting for you. Sangeeta greeted Ajay at the door and introduced him to Sahana and Sanjeev. At the same time, Sangeeta's husband also came home. Friends, Sangeeta addressed everyone. Rekha is my dear friend. She did not express her grief at losing her husband much to anyone. Moreover, even Sahana did not know her grief that much. But I have witnessed her grief and loneliness. Sahana, after your father left, the first person who touched Rekha's heart, who kissed and patted her, was Kumar. He has been her friend without any selfishness and has been cultivating it. Rekha has also helped her overcome her own loneliness and rebuild her life. Sangeeta became emotional as she spoke. After pausing for a moment, she continued, I feel that love, dedication, and trust are essential for any relationship to be established. There is a lot of that in Rekha and Kumar. Now Ajay is here too. Let these two children come to a decision about their parents. Such an opportunity will not come again. Perhaps neither of them will agree to get married at this age. That is why we are putting this matter before you all, Sangeeta said and fell silent. I completely agree with what Sangeeta auntie said. I will give my mother to this marriage, Sanjeev said, standing up and clapping his hands. I am also happy about this. I am sure that I will give my father to this marriage, Ajay said, standing up and shaking Sanjeev's hand. Sahana could not resist this. She gave her silent consent, thinking, if both of them agree, we can get a registered marriage done and then invite some friends and arrange a small party. Then Rekha's mind was troubled. What have I done? I have made my daughter sad when she came home after so many days. I should never have talked to her about this. I cannot take any decision by hurting her. It was 11 o'clock. Sahana and Sanjeev had not yet come home. Rekha wondered what they could be doing at Sangeeta's house for so long. When the doorbell rang, Rekha rushed to open the door. She was surprised to see Sahana, Sanjeev, and Ajay coming together. She was even more shocked to see Kumar standing behind them. Then Sanjeev made her sit on the sofa and said, Amma, now we know that you and Kumar uncle like each other. Wouldn't it be better if you both agree to get married without wasting any more time? Sanjeev's amusing remark lightened the atmosphere and brought smiles to everyone's faces. Yes, Auntie, I have entrusted our father. Now you two should start a new life together, said Ajay, joining both his hands. Rekha turned to everyone and looked at Sahana's face questioningly. To be honest, Amma, I don't want to share your love with anyone, but for your happiness, I agree to this marriage. May your love and companionship be good forever. This is my wish, said Sahana, holding their hands and making them stand side by side. Then turning to Rekha, Kumar looked into her eyes, leaned down slightly, and asked with great love, Will you marry me? Everyone shouted, Ho ho! A wave of laughter echoed in the hall. Rekha, embarrassed, leaned against Kumar's shoulder. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.